Hello, I'm Glenn, and this behind me is my SL350 that I have been messing with for weeks, trying to make an emulator for the BCM. Today I finally got it working, and I'm going to show you what I've done. So it's a potential fix, not as the BCM, but as an emulator that you can also attach to your CAN bus if you wanted to move to a DC to DC charger, a modern one. Hopefully it will work for you. It's a bit rudimentary at the moment, but I'll show you it. So here is the BCM. I think we all know where the BCM, if you know what the BCM is. This white cable I have got going down to the CAN bus that's down in the boot. I'll show you that in a bit. And this here is what I have conjured together. So this module is actually a door module from a W211, and this one here is an ESP 32S3, and that is actually the device that is emulating the BCM. This one here is another ESP 32S3. This one here, I've actually got that running over Wi-Fi to SavvyCAN. So in SavvyCAN I can see and sniff all of the traffic that's going on the CAN B of the car. I've been using this to test to see if my transmission from this is going into the car. So what I've done is I've used this to identify the BCM frames, the CAN frames. I've then used this to regenerate those CAN frames at the required rate, which is 10 frames a second on the BCM. At the moment it's a little bit rudimentary, and I've got some bits to work on to make it power efficient. Eventually this I'd like to not use a W211, but effectively this is the important chip. CAN B on a Mercedes doesn't work like CAN B on most modern, or CAN on most modern cars. It's actually fault tolerant, and it runs at slightly different voltages, so you can't use the normal CAN transceivers. I think it's an MCP 2515 or something like that. You can't use them. This is a TJA 1054T. What I've done is actually I have hacked the board a little bit. I've snipped some of the traces and then taken those pins from this chip directly into my ESP. So my ESP controls the chip, or it controls the communication chip, not the computer. So the computer has been disconnected from the communication chip, therefore the computer of the door controller doesn't send any messages. My messages to that communications chip, which then goes to the CAN bus of the car, come from the ESP. Like I say, it's a bit rudimentary at the moment. It's a little bit messy being on this board, and it's not really going to go in a car. I have made it using a very smaller one of these, which I haven't tested yet, but I will test it in another video. So next I shall just give you a quick demonstration of it working. Okay, here's the car. We're going to test the BCM, my bits and pieces. Right, so at the moment there is no fault on the dash. So let's create the fault. Let's go to the BCM and let's unplug this one. When we unplug that, now I've got that on the dash. Right, now let's turn on this. So it's a bit rudimentary. I've got a fuse that started flashing, which means that that is now transmitting, and it's gone, which is great. Right, so the next test is I've actually got this working on Wi-Fi, so I can turn the health status of the BCM communication off and on. So I've got a little helper here who's going to bring the phone into the view, bring it in here, right? So there's the phone in the view. So on the phone I've got this is connected to my home Wi-Fi. I've got that module in the back connected to the home Wi-Fi, and I've created a web page, and I've got a button on here where I can turn that health status off, so it will stop communicating. So if I press the button, it will stop communicating. BCM off. There we go. Dash, we've got a problem. So let's start it communicating again. Started communicating, and now we're all good. Like I say earlier, it is a bit rudimentary. I need to do a little bit of work on the power consumption, but I'm really pleased with it. I'm actually working on some other bits as well, so that I can put in custom frames, and then I can start to send messages to the car as I wish. That's it. Comments in the below the video, please. Really appreciate it.